Nothing, absolutely nothing, is by chance. What if I told you that nothing, not your pain, your failures, or the people who left, ever happened by accident? In this video, you're going to discover the hidden patterns behind your life's most painful moments, through the eyes of one of the greatest minds of all time, Carl Jung. Stay with me until the end. This is not just another motivational video. This is a deep, soul-level journey into the invisible forces shaping your destiny. Based on the timeless wisdom of Carl Jung, we'll explore why every experience, especially the ones you wish you could erase, holds a message from your unconscious mind, your higher self, and even the universe itself. Have you ever felt like life keeps repeating the same painful cycles, no matter how hard you try to change? Do you wonder why you attract the same kind of relationships, face the same challenges, or feel stuck in invisible chains? You're not broken, and you're not lost. You're being called to wake up to a deeper truth. And that's exactly what this video will help you do. By watching this video, you'll learn how to decode the meaning behind your life events, break free from unconscious patterns, and access the inner power Carl Jung believed was hidden within every soul. You'll discover how synchronicities, dreams, and even suffering are all trying to awaken something powerful inside you, your true self. So take a deep breath, and allow this journey to open your heart, expand your consciousness, and realign you with your purpose. Because once you understand that nothing happens by chance, you'll start to live as if everything is a sign, leading you back to who you were always meant to become. The hidden intelligence behind chaos. Why nothing happens by accident. Have you ever looked back at a painful moment in your life, one that shattered you completely, and wondered, why did that have to happen to me? According to Carl Jung, the answer is both mystical and psychological. He believed that behind every crisis, loss, or unexpected change, there is a deeper intelligence at work, a sacred order that appears chaotic only on the surface. Jung called this the process of individuation, where your soul uses life itself as the stage for transformation. And when you truly understand this, you stop asking, why is this happening to me? And start asking, what is this trying to awaken within me? Jung was convinced that life is not a series of random events. He coined the concept of synchronicity, which refers to meaningful coincidences, events that are connected not by cause, but by significance. Think about it. How many times have you met someone exactly when you needed their help? Or stumbled upon a book or message that answered your silent prayer? These are not accidents. These are signals from the unconscious mind, and possibly the universe itself, guiding your evolution. At the core of Jung's philosophy lies a spiritual truth. The outer world mirrors the inner world. Every situation you face, especially the difficult ones, is a projection of unresolved energies within you. This means that even your struggles are not happening to you, they're happening for you. They are the universe's way of helping you heal, grow, and awaken. Nothing is meaningless. Nothing is random. And once you accept this, you gain access to a level of clarity that changes everything. The real challenge is that most people are unconscious of this hidden process. They label events as good or bad, without realizing that everything is part of a greater orchestration. Jung often warned, until you make the unconscious conscious, it will direct your life and you will call it fate. This means that the patterns repeating in your life are not curses, they are invitations. They are the universe knocking on your door, again and again, asking you to look deeper, feel deeper, and remember who you really are. So if you're feeling lost, stuck, or overwhelmed, know this. You are not being punished, you are being redirected. You're being shown the parts of yourself you've been disconnected from. And by becoming aware of this, you step out of victimhood and into the role of conscious creator. You realize that your pain has a purpose, your detours have direction, and your story is unfolding with divine precision. Nothing is happening by chance. Everything is a message. Will you listen? Once you begin to understand that life isn't punishing you but rather initiating you, something profound happens. Your suffering becomes sacred. You stop resisting and start listening. You begin to ask, what is this trying to teach me? Instead of, how do I make this go away? This simple shift in perception is the very gateway to transformation. And that's what this video is here to do. Guide you gently but powerfully into a new way of seeing your life. A way where your past no longer haunts you, where your present makes sense, and where your future no longer feels like a question mark, but a creation. Carl Jung's teachings are not just philosophy, they're a roadmap to liberation. And by the end of this video, you'll start seeing signs, not setbacks. So don't skip ahead. Don't rush. Let yourself absorb every insight, because each one was chosen to speak directly to your soul. If you've ever wondered why certain patterns keep showing up in your life, why pain seems to repeat, or why certain people arrive just when you're about to give up, this video holds answers you were meant to find. It's not just content, it's a mirror. A reflection of what your unconscious has been trying to show you all along. You're not here by accident. You pressed play because your higher self guided you here. And by staying until the end, you'll unlock a level of clarity, healing, and alignment that you may have been searching for your entire life. Synchronicity, when the universe speaks in symbols. Carl Jung introduced a revolutionary concept that changed the way we understand life's coincidences. Synchronicity. These are events that defy logic and probability, but carry deep, personal meaning. Imagine thinking of someone you haven't spoken to in years, and they call you moments later. Or seeing the same symbol or number sequence appear repeatedly during moments of confusion. Jung believed these were not random occurrences but sacred communications from the unconscious or even the universe itself. In a world where everything seems disconnected, synchronicity reveals that everything is secretly connected. These meaningful coincidences are not just curious or magical, they are clues. Symbols that appear in your external world, often in unexpected ways, are mirrors reflecting the truths buried deep inside your psyche. A repeating number, an animal that crosses your path, a phrase you hear in a song right after asking for guidance. These are what Jung called archetypal messages, coming from the collective unconscious. The universe doesn't speak in plain language. It speaks in patterns, symbols, and intuition. And once you learn how to decode them, you gain access to a divine intelligence that transcends logic. Jung emphasized that synchronicities appear most often during times of inner transformation. Breakups, awakenings, losses, breakthroughs. They show up when your ego is cracking and your soul is ready to emerge. This is why these signs feel so powerful. They arrive exactly when you need them most, confirming that you are not alone, not lost, and not making it all up. It's as if the universe is saying, yes, keep going. You're on the right path. This reassurance can become a lifeline during times of uncertainty, and a guiding star when you feel like you're walking blind. But there's a catch. You must be present enough to notice them. Most people live on autopilot, trapped in routines, fears, and distractions. They miss the signs, dismiss the messages, and shut down their own intuition. Jung believed that synchronicity requires a receptive mind, one that is open to mystery, symbolism, and meaning. He taught that to experience synchronicity more often, you must deepen your self-awareness and cultivate a connection to the unconscious. In other words, you must become a participant in your own inner unfolding, not just a passive observer of events. And that's exactly what this video will help you achieve. As we go deeper, you'll learn how to tune into the symbols, patterns, and whispers the universe is sending your way, right now. You'll start recognizing when your soul is speaking through the outer world. And you'll begin to see life not as random chaos, but as a living, breathing dialogue between your inner self and the cosmos. Stay with me, because what you're about to discover next will forever change the way you perceive reality, and yourself. Synchronicity isn't something you chase, it's something you align with. When your inner world becomes coherent, when your thoughts, emotions, and intentions begin to harmonize, you naturally start to see reflections of that alignment in the outer world. It's like tuning a radio. Once you're on the right frequency, the message comes through clearly. That's why this video isn't just about explaining synchronicity. It's about helping you become receptive to it. Because when you start noticing the signs, even the smallest moments can carry profound meaning, and life becomes more than just a series of events. It becomes a conversation with something greater than you. So ask yourself, what signs have you been ignoring? What repeating messages keep appearing in your life? What have you been feeling deep down, but haven't yet fully trusted? The truth is, the universe is always communicating with you, but most people are too distracted to hear. That's why staying present through this entire video is so important. As we move forward, we'll not only explore how to recognize synchronicities more easily, but also how to use them to make decisions, heal emotional wounds, and align with your true path. The more you listen, the more it speaks. And the message waiting for you in the next segment might be the one your soul has been waiting for all along. The shadow knows how hidden parts of you are attracting your reality. Carl Jung taught that within every human being, there exists a shadow, a hidden realm of emotions, memories, fears, and desires that we've rejected or denied throughout our lives. It is made up of all the aspects of ourselves we consider unacceptable, unworthy, or too painful to feel. Most people think the shadow is dangerous or dark, but Jung believed the opposite. The shadow is not your enemy, it's your lost power. And until you face it, it will secretly shape your reality, attracting people, situations, and experiences that force you to confront what you've tried to avoid. You may wonder, why do I keep attracting the same kind of toxic relationship? Why do I sabotage myself just as I'm about to succeed? Why do I feel stuck even when I'm trying my hardest to grow? Jung would say, it's because a part of you, your unconscious shadow, is calling the shots. It speaks through your triggers, your emotional reactions, and your recurring life patterns. What you refuse to see in yourself, life will keep showing you until you finally turn inward. This is not punishment. This is evolution. The universe isn't hurting you. It's helping you integrate your wholeness. Shadow work, as Jung called it, is the process of bringing the unconscious into conscious awareness. It means shining light on the parts of yourself you've buried, healing the inner child, forgiving the past, and reclaiming the gifts you were taught to hide. Because here's the secret. Within your shadow lives your genius. Your creativity, your courage, your intuition, your passion, they all get trapped when you reject parts of who you are. And the more you suppress them, the more life reflects that suppression back to you in the form of limitation and suffering. When you ignore your shadow, it doesn't disappear, it just goes underground and starts manifesting externally. That's why facing it is so essential. The people who trigger you, the challenges that keep repeating, they're all messengers. The more you understand your inner wounds, the more empowered you become to change the narrative. Jung said, one does not become enlightened by imagining figures of light, but by making the darkness conscious. This is the path of real awakening, not love and light alone, but the courage to walk into your own darkness with awareness. This video isn't here to make you feel good for a moment. It's here to initiate a breakthrough. Because once you begin integrating your shadow, you stop attracting from a place of fear and start creating from a place of wholeness. Life stops being a battlefield and becomes a mirror, a tool for healing, alignment, and expansion. So if you've ever wondered why your reality doesn't match your intentions, maybe it's time to ask, what part of me is still hidden in the dark? Because what you hide controls you. What you face sets you free. Facing your shadow isn't comfortable, but it's the most liberating thing you'll ever do. Because the truth is, everything you're looking for, self-worth, purpose, clarity, inner peace, is hidden right behind the parts of yourself you've been afraid to feel. And here's what Jung knew that most people don't. The gold is in the dark. Your breakthroughs are buried inside your breakdowns. Your power is hiding behind your pain. By staying with this video, you're not just watching passively. You're answering a call to return to your wholeness. A call to stop running, stop pretending, and finally embrace all of who you are. And when you do that, life no longer needs to scream at you to get your attention. So ask yourself now, what am I resisting? What am I afraid to admit? What would happen if I stopped hiding from myself? These are not easy questions, but they are the doorway to transformation. And in the next part of this journey, we'll go even deeper. You'll discover how your unconscious beliefs are scripting your reality and how to rewrite those scripts from the inside out. Because when you bring the shadow into the light, you don't just change your mindset, you change your energy. And when your energy shifts, everything in your external world begins to respond. Keep watching. The next secret could be the key that unlocks everything you've been searching for. Archetypes and the inner blueprint. Why you're living a myth without knowing it. Carl Jung believed that every human being is born with a hidden blueprint, a collection of ancient patterns embedded in the psyche known as archetypes. These archetypes are not just symbols and stories or figures from mythology. They are living forces within you that influence your behavior, desires, fears, and even your destiny. The hero, the victim, the lover, the rebel, the sage. These are not just characters you see in books or movies. They are psychic templates that shape how you experience life. And whether you know it or not, you are acting out one of these stories right now. Archetypes operate at the level of the unconscious. They're the deep emotional scripts that pull you towards certain relationships, careers, crises, and transformations. You might think you're making rational decisions, but beneath the surface, an archetype is often running the show. Have you ever felt like your life follows a repeating theme? Like you keep stepping into the same emotional roles? Caretaker, outsider, warrior, martyr? This is not coincidence. It's your inner myth playing out through the choices you make and the challenges you face. And once you identify your dominant archetypes, you can begin to rewrite the script of your life. Jung taught that each archetype has both a light side and a shadow side. For example, the hero archetype can lead you to face fears, overcome adversity, and transform into someone powerful. But its shadow might push you into burnout, ego-driven battles, or martyrdom. The lover archetype may open you to intimacy and beauty, but also to obsession or codependency. When you are unconscious of these forces, they control you. But when you bring them into awareness, you begin to navigate your life with intention, clarity, and soul alignment. Understanding archetypes also helps you understand the people in your life. You start to see the stories they are living, the patterns they are trapped in, and the lessons they are here to learn. This creates compassion, boundaries, and wisdom. You stop blaming others and start seeing everyone, including yourself, as a soul on a mythic journey. That person who triggered you. They might be acting from their own wounded child or rejected warrior. When you learn this language of archetypes, you no longer react blindly. You respond from a higher level of consciousness. This video is designed to awaken you to these inner energies. Because when you recognize the archetype you're currently living, you gain the power to shift it. You might realize you're stuck in the story of the wounded healer, and it's time to become the empowered creator. Or you might see you're living the orphan's myth, and you're finally ready to claim your place in the world. Stay with me, because in the next part of this journey, we'll explore how these unconscious patterns connect with the energy of the universe itself, and how changing your inner archetype can unlock miracles in your external life. Think about this. Every movie that ever moved you, every book that changed your life, every story that stirred your soul, it wasn't just fiction. It was speaking to your inner archetypes. That's why certain characters feel so personal, and certain stories seem to mirror your own life. Because, deep down, you are living a myth. You are the main character in a journey of transformation, and everything that happens, every loss, every breakthrough, every challenge, is part of that sacred unfolding. Jung didn't want us to simply observe archetypes. He wanted us to embody them consciously. That's the power you unlock by watching this video until the end. You become the author of your own myth, no longer at the mercy of hidden scripts. So take a moment now and ask yourself, which archetype have I been living unconsciously? Which one am I ready to awaken now? Maybe you've outgrown the victim and are ready to step into the creator. Maybe you've played the caregiver to everyone else and now it's time to embody the sage. Whatever it is, this is not just insight, it's initiation. As we move into the next part of this journey, you'll discover how your archetypal patterns connect to the universal matrix of manifestation, healing, and reality creation. You'll begin to understand why changing your internal myth is the first step to changing your external world. And when that shift happens, nothing is ever the same again. From fate to freedom, how to rewrite your reality through conscious awareness. Carl Jung believed that the moment you become truly self-aware is the moment your fate begins to dissolve, and your freedom begins. He taught that as long as we remain unconscious, our lives are governed by inherited beliefs, trauma-based reactions, and archetypal forces we don't even know are directing us. That's what he meant when he said, "Until you make the unconscious conscious, it will direct your life and you will call it fate." But the instant you see the pattern, you are no longer its prisoner. You become its alchemist. And that's when your reality begins to shift, from the inside out. This is not about controlling the world or forcing outcomes. It's about changing the level of consciousness from which you're creating. When you become aware of the hidden beliefs running your mind, the suppressed emotions locked in your body, and the archetypes scripting your story, you step into the space between stimulus and response. And in that space lives your power. The power to choose a new thought, to take a new action, to create a new story. You're no longer reacting from wounds, you're responding from wisdom. You're no longer repeating cycles, you're rewriting reality. Jung's work invites you into what he called the process of individuation, the journey of becoming your whole, integrated self. It's not about perfection or enlightenment. It's about radical honesty, deep awareness, and the courage to live in alignment with your soul. And here's the miracle. When you live from this place, the universe responds in kind. Synchronicities increase. Inner peace deepens. Opportunities begin to unfold that match the vibration of your authentic self. It's not magic, it's energetic resonance. The outer world becomes a reflection of your healed, integrated inner world. The more conscious you become, the more choices you have. You stop being a character in someone else's script and start becoming the author of your own destiny. Your traumas don't vanish, but they stop defining you. Your past doesn't disappear, but it stops controlling you. You can finally look at your life and say, I understand why it happened. I learned. I healed. And now, I choose something different. This is the true meaning of spiritual freedom. Not escape from life, but full presence in it, with clarity, power, and purpose. As we reach the final part of this journey, everything we've explored, synchronicity, the shadow, archetypes, and conscious creation, comes together. Because when you begin to live as a conscious being, you stop waiting for signs and start becoming the sign. You become the message, the light, the embodiment of the truth that nothing happens by accident, and everything is here to awaken you. Stay with me. The final revelation is coming, and it may just be the one that changes everything. This is the moment where your story can change. Not because the world around you changes, but because you do. That version of you that felt powerless, stuck in patterns, victim of circumstances, that version dissolves the instant you realize you were never meant to live asleep. You were born to awaken, to reclaim your truth, and to shape your reality with intention. And that's what Jung's work ultimately offers. Not just knowledge, but liberation. Liberation from the unconscious forces that ruled you in silence. Liberation from false identities, inherited pain, and invisible cages. As you step deeper into awareness, you don't just break cycles. You become the one who ends them for generations. So ask yourself now, with your heart wide open, what will I do with this awareness? What reality do I choose to create from here? The past brought you to this point, but your next chapter is unwritten, and your soul is holding the pen. The final part of this video will help you anchor everything you've learned into real, lasting transformation. It's not enough to know. You must integrate. You must live it. And when you do, something extraordinary happens. Life stops being something that happens to you and becomes something that flows through you. Keep watching. Your breakthrough is one breath away. Now that you've arrived at the end of this journey, take a deep breath and let it settle in. Nothing in your life has ever been random. Every synchronicity, every shadow, every archetype you've lived, every so-called mistake or coincidence, they were all part of a divine unfolding. Through the lens of Carl Jung, we explored the sacred intelligence behind chaos, the messages hidden in patterns, and the forgotten power that awakens when you become radically self-aware. You now hold the keys to shift your reality, not by force, but by understanding. So I leave you with this question. What part of your current reality are you finally ready to take responsibility for? Comment below and share it with honesty. Not only does writing it help you anchor the awareness, it also inspires others who are walking this same path. We're not here to wake up alone. Your voice matters. Your experience matters. And your courage to speak your truth may be exactly what someone else needs to hear right now. If this video touched you, gave you clarity, or sparked a transformation within you, then don't keep it to yourself. Click the like button, subscribe to the channel, and turn on the notification bell so you never miss a message the universe wants to send you. This channel is here to guide you through every phase of your spiritual evolution, one awakening at a time. And there's so much more coming that you won't want to miss. And if you're ready to go even deeper, I invite you to watch the previous video. Backhand index pointing right, 7 secrets of quantum manifestation that will change your reality forever. You are projecting everything now. This is the perfect continuation of what you've just discovered. It will help you understand how your energetic signature creates your external world, and how to align it with the future you truly desire. Watch it next. Your transformation is just getting started. Thank you for walking this path with me. Thank you for choosing awareness over autopilot, depth over distraction, and truth over illusion. Remember, you were never here by accident. You pressed play because your soul was ready. And now, your life can never go back to what it was before, because you are no longer who you were. Until next time, stay conscious, stay aligned, and stay open to the signs. Milky Way.